Welcome to creating a homeroom or landing page with accessibility in mind. In this short series, you are going to learn how to create your landing page or your Bitmoji classroom and make it accessible for all learners. Bitmoji classrooms and landing pages have become really popular in our virtual world in a way to create that homeroom feel for students. Now, the thing is that it might not create a homeroom feel for all students because it's not always an accessible way to create that homeroom feel. So today I'm going to share with you how to make it accessible for all students. Now, there's a couple things that you might notice right away when you look at my Bitmoji classroom that might be different from yours. So I want to mention those right away. One thing that you might see right away is that I have numbers in certain spots of my classroom. Those numbers correlate to specific images that I'm going to plan to hyperlink to another Bitmoji classroom or to a specific video or lesson that I want the students to access. Now, you will see that I have 4 images. So one is correlated to math, one is correlated to these books, a reading activity, one is correlated to the beakers for science, and one is correlated to the globe for social studies. You will notice that I put the numbers close by each of those images. So if you already have your Bitmoji classroom created, one thing that I would recommend is to insert the numbers by those images. So what you're going to do to start with is if my image or if my number wasn't there, I have already gone just to Google here. And I have typed in number images. I'm going to pick my certain number. And I just selected images. And then when I found the number that I wanted, I just pulled it to my desktop. You could also right click and save image as, and that would allow you to do the same thing or copy image. Once I have that image saved, I can then go up to my menu here, select insert, image, and then I'm going to upload from computer. And you will see that I have the number 1 here. And I'm going to select open. And it makes it really big on my screen. So I'm just going to pull at the corners and bring it down to make it more manageable. Then I want it right close to that object that I want clickable later in this series. So all I did at this time was I numbered the items that I would want clickable for my students. And later on in this series, you will see how we use those numbers to make those items accessible. One last thing to keep in mind before we move forward is don't clutter your classroom. So you will see that my classroom is very simplistic, not a lot of things all over the classroom. And the reason for that is accessibility. So the screen reader, if it is trying to read something with a lot of images, it's going to read each image 1, image 2, and it's going to make it really difficult for that student, as well as if you number maybe 10, 15, 20 different items on a page, it's going to make it really overwhelming for that student. So just keep in mind, simple is best. So you will see that I deleted a lot of those fun extra items within my Bitmoji classroom to really ensure that it is accessible for all students.